Okay, something really strange just happened in Ukraine. A daytime drone attack. Incredibly rare.
Right. Usually these things happen under cover of darkness, but this one, broad daylight, hitting a major city.
It just feels different, like a shift. What exactly went down and why now?
That's the million-dollar question. It makes you wonder what the real goal was there.
Welcome to The Military Point, your ultimate source for sharp insights, analysis, and updates covering today's most important topics.
We cut through the noise to give you what you need to know.
Before we continue, tell us in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to know. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more updates.
Okay, so this event we're zeroing in on, it cuts through the usual fog of war because, well, frankly, the tactic itself is just so unusual.
Yeah, really unusual. We're talking about this daytime drone strike on Dnipro, Ukraine. Happened Tuesday, September 30th.
And that daytime part, that's the immediate hook. It's what grabs you.
Exactly. I mean, most big airstrikes, you plan them for night, right? Less visibility, harder for air defenses.
Right.
You want to protect your assets.
Standard procedure, yeah, less risk. So hitting a major city, a civilian and industrial center during the workday, that's a calculated risk, a big one.
So that's our mission today, really.
Yeah.
Let's try to unpack the strategic thinking, the human cost, and just why. Why take that gamble?
It suggests the calculation wasn't purely military. You know, a nighttime strike is often about efficiency, hitting infrastructure, depots, that kind of thing.
Right. Tactical targets.
But a daytime strike, especially like this one, that feels more psychological, political even. You guarantee everyone sees it. You maximize the panic.
Guarantees visibility. Okay. But that comes with huge risks, doesn't it? Why should you, listening right now, care that it was daytime specifically?
Because the risk factor just shoots way up. In daylight, people on the ground can see the drone, report it. Air defense systems, radar, visual tracking, interceptors, they all work better.
So you're much more likely to lose the drone itself,
Right.
a costly piece of equipment.
Absolutely. Way higher potential for loss. So the fact they went ahead anyway, it implies they decided the political impact, the sheer visibility of the destruction was worth more than the tactical risk of losing that asset.
Okay, so visibility trumped the risk, a deliberate trade-off. Let's look at the cost of that visibility then, starting with the immediate human impact reported that Tuesday.
Yeah, the officials confirmed the initial numbers pretty quickly. One person was killed.
And 20 others injured.
Right. And Governor Serhiy Lysak, he added this crucial bit of context that really underscores the timing. He said the attack hit the city center precisely when, and I'm quoting here, people were at work and children were in schools.
Oh, wow. So not just daytime, but peak daytime activity.
Exactly. It makes it feel intentional, doesn't it? Not just collateral damage. Striking a busy city center when you know it's full of civilians, that maximizes disruption, maximizes exposure.
That detail hitting during work and school hours, that feels like the key indicator of intent you mentioned. It's not just about breaking things. It seems aimed at paralyzing daily life, terrorizing people just trying to live normally.
Precisely. And to understand why that might be the goal, you need to understand Dnipro itself. What is this city?
Our sources identify it as a major industrial and business hub for southeastern Ukraine, so an economic powerhouse for the region.
Hitting an economic engine like that, it ties back to that psychological angle we were talking about. You know, hitting a barracks, that's a military blow.
Sure, clear military objective.
But hitting the downtown business district during rush hour, that's different. That feels like economic warfare, a direct hit on morale, trying to break the city's spirit.
And the specific targets seem to back that up, right? What kind of damage was reported?
Yeah, the reports detailed damage that really hits essential civilian life. Medical facilities were damaged.
Medical facilities, that's deeply troubling.
It is. And alongside that, residential buildings, office buildings, there was a specific report from Lysak about an office building actually being on fire. Plus, dozens of cars damaged apparently in the central square.
So look at that mix. Medical, residential, business offices, cars in the square. It's not random. It paints a picture of attacking the city while it's functioning.
It really does. The goal seems to be maximum systemic disruption, hitting the systems that keep the city running, rather than just taking out a specific military target.
Think about the message that sends to, both to people living there and maybe more importantly to the international community.
Right. It suggests the objective might be more about demoralizing people, crippling the local economy, maybe showing reach, rather than achieving a traditional military gain.
Okay, that fits the daytime strike rationale. The tactical choice serves that broader, more psychological or political goal. But hang on, we're relying on official reports here, which is necessary. But how do we know this is accurate? Especially the visual stuff.
That's always the critical question in conflict zones. Source verification is everything. Here, Reuters, the news agency, they did their own independent checks on the evidence provided by the Ukrainian officials.
Right, okay. So Governor Lysak shared a video, didn't he? On Telegram, showing smoke and firefighters.
He did. Heavy smoke over buildings, firefighters battling a blaze. Classic dramatic footage.
So how does a news agency like Reuters verify that in the middle of all this chaos?
It's pretty fascinating, actually. They use what you could call forensic reporting. They didn't just take the video at face value. They compared what they could see in the video, the visual evidence, against detailed satellite imagery.
Satellite imagery. Okay, what kind of details are they looking for?
Very specific things. Micro details. The sources say they verified the location by matching the road layout in the video to maps, looking at the specific design of building facades.
Building facades. Wow.
Yeah, even the unique placement of trees and street signage. They cross-referenced all those tiny details visible in the footage against the satellite pictures.
Wait, matching trees and street signs from a smoky video to satellite photos. That's painstaking. It really highlights how tough it is to confirm things on the ground.
It's incredibly detailed work. But that process gives us a high degree of certainty about where this happened. The location is confirmed.
Location confirmed. But there was a nuance, wasn't there? A limitation.
Yes, and it's important they noted it. While they could confirm the location, and the date September 30th, confirmed by Lysak Reuters, was careful to point out they could not independently verify the exact time the video itself was filmed.
Ah, okay. So we know where and when the attack generally happened, and we see the aftermath. But we can't be 100% sure if that specific video clip was filmed at, say, 10 a.m. versus 2 p.m.
Exactly. It's a small but crucial caveat. It reminds you that even with strong evidence, verification in a war zone is often partial. It's rarely absolutely complete in real time.
And that uncertainty, or maybe just the sheer visibility of the event, sets the stage for the political reaction, which was fast.
Very fast. Let's shift to that political fallout. President Volodymyr Zelensky reacted almost immediately, right? He posted on X, formerly Twitter.
He didn't waste any time leveraging this, did he? Using the high-impact visuals, the daytime factor, to push for action. What were his main points?
Well, his message basically took the attack and immediately turned it into a call for a stronger global response. First, he demanded stronger sanctions against Russia. The very visible nature of this attack served as instant justification, you see.
Makes sense. Use the outrage. What else?
He framed it as proof that those he calls terrorists need to face strong pressure. He argued this kind of deliberate strike on civilians requires more than just words, more than condemnation.
So a call for real consequences.
Yes. And finally, he really emphasized the need for joint action, for united and strong action from the international community to defeat them. And he explicitly said Russia must be held accountable for its actions. It wasn't just asking for aid, it was demanding coordinated punitive measures.
So if we connect the dots, the tactical choice, high-risk, daytime civilian center seems to have immediately translated into a political tool for Zelensky. He used the shock value to amplify his demands for accountability on the world stage.
Absolutely. The human cost, the images of the burning office building, the hit on medical facilities, all that became instant political capital, basically. Weaponized immediately to argue for harsher responses, especially sanctions.
But isn't there a potential downside to that tactic for the attackers? I mean, if the goal was maybe internal disruption or psychological shock, doesn't Zelensky scoring immediate political points internationally kind of backfire?
That's the fascinating trade-off, isn't it? That's the core question here. The tactical goal might have been achieve shock and disruption in Dnipro, but the strategic counter-effect was this international mobilization and condemnation, potentially stronger sanctions.
So it suggests maybe the attackers are prioritizing short-term psychological wins, like showing they can still strike anywhere, anytime, perhaps over the longer-term diplomatic consequences.
It could suggest that.
Right.
Or perhaps they believe the diplomatic consequences are unavoidable anyway, so they might as well maximize the immediate psychological impact. It's a really costly way to send a message, though.
Yeah, costly in many ways. Okay, this has been a really important analysis, I think. Let's just quickly recap the key things for you, the listener, to take away.
We started with the rarity, the sheer unusualness of this daytime drone attack on Dnipro.
Right. And because of that timing, during work and school hours, it had a significant human cost 1 dead, 20 injured, and deliberately hit essential civilian infrastructure, businesses, even medical sites, in a major industrial city.
And that tactical choice, the decision to strike in daylight despite the risks, was immediately used by President Zelensky. He leveraged the visibility, the outrage, to demand stronger international action, more sanctions, and accountability.
Which really brings us to the big question going forward, doesn't it? Something for you to think about as this develops. Does this shift, moving major strikes into broad daylight, where civilian impact and political outrage are absolutely guaranteed, does that signal a fundamental change in long-term military goals?
Are we seeing a definitive pivot towards psychological warfare, targeting civilian morale and resources over more traditional military objectives? What's the calculation behind embracing this kind of maximum impact, high visibility timing?
It's a critical question. The answer, as you said, could really define the next phase we see.
It really could. Lots to watch.
You've been listening to The Military Point. Stay sharp, stay informed, and we'll catch you next time.